Okay, yearbook feature go into the newspaper feature category? Yes. Okay, could you print them in both at your school? Yes. Could you put your feature stories online early in the year? Yes, and then put them in your yearbook.
Our newspaper staff was dwindling, and our yearbook staff went back and forth and shared.
But if it is submitted in this category, be
Yeah,
sure it's
no.
printed in your yearbook or planning. to
Right.
print.
And they only entered in one category.
Yearbook sports feature writing. Again, criteria for judging is accuracy, quality of writing, and reader appeal. The entries should be feature oriented from the sports section of the yearbook. The entry shall be a PDF of the original piece as it appeared. Again, you can cut it out if it's rough, you put the yellow line around it. Include the student's name in PDF submission. Suggestion, remember again, this is a feature writing. So you want to be focusing like on a person, an event, or maybe some special angle of a particular event or person or whatever. You're not just telling me all about your entire year necessarily. Try to find an interesting angle. It could be about one person, one game, match, meet that made the difference, a special aspect of the sport. Look at the examples that follow to see a variety of ideas. You could also look, like I said, at newspaper sports feature writing. You know, it's really the same category just for newspapers, so that you still might get an idea of, you know, that would be able to be used. Thought, the lead's important to grab the reader's attention. Keep the story interesting by using quotes to show emotions. Be sure to transition from topic to topic in a natural way. Keep the flow and keep the reader interested until the end. Okay, so here's some examples. This is Class A. There's some racing. I like this one where it's focused on one particular event. I remember one time I had a student write about a wrestling match that went into 1 a.m. Yeah. That's an event, right? That's something to write about. Those kids being there that late in a wrestling match.
Sure. Sometimes our sports stories in our sports section end up being more season recaps. And so the place I go for sports stories then is my student life section, or another section where I write about a student who does something outside of the year. So it doesn't necessarily have to come from a sports section if you have a sports section.
Here's Class B. And even that one with student athletes must budget their day. That doesn't have to be necessarily in the sports section. And again, Class C, you'll notice again more that don't necessarily have it already set up to the page. I thought it was funny how these are almost the same. Play like a girl, wrestle like a girl. And then at the state contest, again, they're given background information, facts, and quotes. Write a sports feature story that would appear in the sports section of the yearbook. Notice this one's less than the previous one I had. I'm not sure why. Creative lead with active voice, drawing the reader's attention, expressive word choice, avoid bias. Details are used to support the story. AP style, clear transitions and logical connections, sources are identified. Voice use of clear and engaging language, clear focus, specific and colorful details that show, don't tell, evoke emotional response, and overall effect is relative to the audience and legal, ethical, journalistic practices. One thing too, and coaches like to do this if you're interviewing a coach, don't write about how good they're going to do next year. Again, it's a yearbook. It's only this year.